we are in the crypto market, and with higher level of confidence, we can actually say we are waiting to see few months where bulls are going to be happy. Now, why am I saying that? Right now on a short-term chart, it's not bulls who are handling the match here. If you look at this, we did get a higher high, but then we made a lower high. So we didn't get the confirmation of a trend to the upside. And then we are looking at a little bit more range of time and understanding like, okay, this is the possibility we may actually come back down because these are next core level of supports. And then when we zoom out, we do see this particular candle, which we had here, and the price actually went up. But here we are not getting that right now. We are waiting to see how the price evolves. But there are interesting facts on the other side which is impacting the crypto market right now. I know a lot of people have hard time believing these. But if you really look at this and try to digest those information and facts, these are facts which happened in the market. It's just you need to put your eyes, look at it clearly, understand what happened in the past, and think, is it possible that this can happen again? Because when we actually look at this and argue that last time when the dollar hit this level of support or bottomed, that was crypto market top. Before that, here, when the local bottom came in for dollar, that was the top for crypto market, right? So we understand that. What do you expect when the crypto market is coming back down? Now remember, in September, we talked about this. Dollar getting rejected from this particular level and cryptocurrencies starting to go higher. Yes, I agree that we didn't see a lot of large cap coins pumping, but we did see some coins like FTM moving up 300%. Now, yeah, it's just 3x, but then we have assets like AGIX, which actually did 15x, close to that, say 13.2x to the upside, which is huge. Then you look at Fetch, which is like 10x to the upside. So you literally have assets in the market which are doing that, following the drop in dollar. The next leg is going to be interesting because when you go back here, you don't actually see a lot of coin pumping crazy during this time, right? It was dollar consolidating. After which, if you look at when the dollar was dropping in December 2017, the follow through, XRP did 30x. One of the slowest coin in the market, which is last to run, did 30x. So that's a huge thing you need to keep in mind. Third wave of XRP was massive, right? Now we are waiting for something like that. It may take 2 months, it may take 3 months, who knows? But my point is, there are assets which are performing already like this. Now, I completely agree on one point. You can say, okay, looking back, saying this is easy. I agree on that point. Looking back, saying, okay, that coin just bursted 10x is kind of easy, but that's not the exact point here. If you look at AGIX, October 13th, I was saying this is the medium-term outlook. We are breaking higher. That's looking bullish. Then here, this was actually clear. It's slowly becoming an opportunity, and it's December 26th, right? Last year, saying we are about to break higher. This is going to be the next wave. Look what I've highlighted here. You break higher, you retest and bounce. That's going to be an opportunity. What happened afterwards? That broke higher, and I informed this is what we are about to do, right? So don't chase the green candle. I think, yeah, that was my exact quote there. So right now, looking back, we understood that's going to go through a correction because that was the historical pattern which we observed here, right? That was what we highlighted, and the price happened to follow that. Then what happened? We also entered trade after getting the confirmation. We took our trade, took our profit, moved out. Now, if you feel that's a coincidence, this was not. Again, there's another asset which we are looking at here, which did 10x in the market. So going back, looking at this, Jan 7th, I'm saying there's at least 3 to 6x opportunity with this breakout. I agree. The price at that time was 0.138. Fine. Now you go look at the asset, you see the price at 0.43 and the peak was like 0.6. Great. So the real opportunity is in understanding this. So that's why we are doing the follow up. So this was like December 24, where we were saying, okay, we are breaking higher. This is an opportunity. Retest and bounce. That's usually massive opportunity. We followed that up a month after that, maybe 3 weeks after that, and saying this is breaking through. Now you go back. This is important to understand. Why is the call at 0.14? That is where you literally break through your range of accumulation and confirm that it is going higher. So yes, it did at 10x, but the market did suggest to you it's at least a 4x opportunity there. It did 4x, but what I suggested was, personally, it's a 3 to 6x opportunity. Right now, it has exactly done that. So looking back, yes, it's easy to say that, but at the time when you see the market being volatile, people being emotional, it's not that easy to put your perspective out there, because people will come out and say, oh, that guy was wrong. Agreed. But if you put 10 calls and 7 to 8 plays out like this, that kind of creates credibility for you in the market, which is going to be a hard stuff. Now, remember what we talked about, dollar. Why is that so important? Because that's actually coming in to the large cap crypto assets. Right now, it's not interesting, it's depressing, right? XRP, it has nothing to do with the price action. It's slow, it's boring. And it's not just XRP, we have a lot of other assets. And that's where we are getting up to. What are we looking forward to? What do these charts suggest us? Because this is actually important. If dollar is about to do this, it is going to be huge. Believe me, huge for crypto market. Maybe 3 months, maybe 6 months. I don't know what the time frame is going to be, but the outlook is super bullish. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. When you get to see these opportunities, you get to understand what's happening. Right now, we are going back. We are looking at Bitcoin. Fine. We have a little bit slower price action, but I would think like, okay, this is the moving average there. If we get a bounce there and break through this range, this gets invalidated. You are still trying to go back up, test this range. So we'll have to look at a live chart to understand what's happening. But before that, we are trying to gather information from the market. Fine. So here you went above. You broke above the moving average. You're slowing down. Look back here. You rounded up. You went above the moving average. You slowed down there and came back to the bottom and even made a lower low before you went up. So we cannot actually neglect that possibility in the market, because dollar is correcting on a weekly, agreed, 100%. But if there is a short-term correction to the upside, that can create some volatility in the markets, right? Now, on a daily chart, for me, looking at this, I would actually put the perspective like, yeah, this actually does look bearish for dollar, right? Short-term pattern, it's getting rejected. When we were here, I know people out there were calling like we are dropping, and I was saying no, I think we are going to go up. And you can see all those in the Twitter, like, it's there. You cannot alter that. So now I'm feeling like, okay, no, we are getting here. And last 3-4 days, we are talking about this. We are getting here at a level of resistance, which is going to be strong resistance, right? And if you get rejected from here, that's going to be really interesting for crypto market. Why? Because when you're looking at the crypto market, say, if you get rejected from here in the dollar, crypto market now has some time to move up. But yes, that's a short-term pattern. Breaking to the downside, you do have support. But what matters there is this. When you take a step back, look at the macro picture. That's where informations get in. This short-term narrative which you saw here, if it's coming back down to this support, what does that mean? It's coming to this level. So you literally get a head and shoulder pattern which has a measured move of 10%. Plotting that to the downside, you come to 90 in dollar index, and that would be like 20% drop. So now me, you, and anyone looking at this chart can stand back and ask, is that really possible? Can the price actually drop like that? And that's where we need to see what the history shows us. There are times when dollar dropped 24%, 32%. 22%, again 18, 15, 13. So this happens in the market. So you can say, okay, there can be different news, narratives, macroeconomic situations playing out. Agreed. But to add something more, we literally look at the pattern, and that's where it really get interesting, because when you go into the pattern side of this, dollar kind of shows you that, yeah, you can neglect that factor, but this is what's happening. Remember, if you go back to the videos in late September, early October, when we were at the top and people were shouting for $120, 120 per index in dollar, I was saying, no, I really don't think so, because this is the level of resistance which has been, now this is key, a support which actually then turned into a resistance, and been, from that time, it's being a resistance. So I was expecting like, okay, if last 3 out of 3 times it acted as a support resistance, here resistance, I think higher odds are resistance. Now we dropped. Fine. We may have volatility, we may have consolidations in between, but the path is to the downside, right? So we are still just in the halfway through. We have halfway to the downside to run back down. So that is going to be the main key range of time frame for crypto holders, because we have actually seen this, how the narrative plays out. Last time here, the first bottom in dollar was December 2020, and we saw like, some of these assets slowly starting to bounce up, all these small, medium, micro caps actually bursting. Large caps didn't do much well. I think few did, but most of them did not. But then dollar got rejected, it came back down to retest the bottom. That is when you saw the top, which was like May 2021, for a lot of large cap coins like XRP, April, May, right? Then yeah, we still had some few other assets, crypto assets, moving up to November. We were going to the upside. So it still happened in the market. Few assets were running late, and they move after the market was finished, the crypto market. But then we go back here. We actually see like, okay, Jan 18th is when the dollar made the bottom. That was the top of crypto market. Remember, that's a huge run up. And if you are looking for when it actually started the big run, it was starting somewhere here, June, July. That's where, dollar already dropped halfway through. It was going for another consolidation. So now, literally, you're looking through this last 10, 15 years and saying, okay, there is a possibility that dollar can still drop from the current index another 10% to the downside and still reach 93. So remember, the measured move which we talked about here, that goes to like 91, 90.97. So say 91. And what we are observing here is like 93. So it's like, okay, more or less, it's all pointing you towards one support range. So it is a possible move in the market. Now, why am I stressing so much on dollar? Because this actually will play out in Bitcoin, in crypto entirely. It's not only going to be crypto, it's going to be the entire market. And it is going to be vital for us to understand what the market is showing. Because if the candle, say on a weekly, you stay here, you take everything out and you just want to focus on this one candle and its price range. So if the price is still coming down to 21,800 and bouncing back up, that still is bullish. Agreed? Now, that's a weekly chart. It's literally, you'll have to zoom in to see what the hell is happening during that time, right? And in between, you may see A, B, C to the downside. And that's why I'm saying like, okay, right now, if the price drops to 22,500, even to this level, I'm not surprised. And I'm not panicking, because on a macro, it all agrees to the point that, okay, even if we correct back down, it's not going to be a bad deal. If I have some more patience, if I have some more time in the market, there are assets which are running. Right now, it's a different set of assets which are actually running, but you get the point. Market is showing you signals. And that is one of the key reason why we follow the market on a regular basis, why we do update all of these different assets, their perspectives, because some of them, I agree, are breaking through accumulation, but some of them are at the resistance getting rejected. So it becomes so important for us to understand which assets are breaking through, which of these are showing an opportunity, and what's the targets, Where should you take your profit, or just before that, right? That is one of the reasons why I'm explaining this so deep. If you get the point, you understand the market fluctuation just by looking at the charts, that's a great thing to do, because not everyone has that ability to read this language. It took me like 7 years to be where I am in technical analysis right now. And a lot of other people can do even better, maybe in 5 years. But remember, I did my PhD, I had my family, my kid, everything going on in last 7 years. So I was a little bit slow. Agreed. But right now where we are standing is like, okay, once you have the ability to read these charts, it kind of gives you some idea, some information to read the market, to understand that, yeah, this is something which is forming. Now, we are not changing anything, right? It is in the same, just time, patience. That's the hard part. This was back in like November. And you know what happened, right? The FTX issue came in, depression came into the market. It was not feeling good. But then what happened? Once it was recovering, this is what we are observing in a lot of different assets. Now, yeah, we all know we are heavy in XRP, so we'll have to go back onto XRP, either add that to the dollar and consider what's it doing. And we're like, okay, literally that's nothing great for us. Right now with the SEC case, I repeat, being a bag holder just in XRP is going to be painful. Because I've been talking about this from here. If we are getting rejected at this point, the price can drop to where this level of support. Why is that? Because as soon as you zoom out, you see that's a long-term trend line. So saying the price is going to come back down here is not like you're nuts. It's just like that's one of the possibilities in the market which may have higher odds to it, because it got rejected once and then you bounced and tried it again and you got rejected. So right now, yeah, if you are looking to buy more as soon as it comes to the support, that's perfect, that's great. But on the other side, if dollar is about to get rejected and drop hard, now that means you're going to see a lot of other assets pumping. So keep your XRP bag add on with profits while you trade on other assets. That's something great in my opinion. So guys, understand one thing, the market is going to be a lot of pain when you're looking at it on a short-term narrative, because right now, yeah, you are observing this pattern here. You cannot neglect the fact that on an hourly chart, you are right now observing this. That's not bullish. And it actually goes back to what we just talked, the retest of the recent bottom. It should happen. If that's the opposite happening in the market, that's a double bottom. You come back down, retest, and go back up. But it's like, okay, it's showing you we are nearing a bottom, but it does not give you the exact point. We got the double bottom here. I mean, the same exact pattern here showing we are going to go to the upside. We didn't get the follow through. We came back down and we made the pattern again. So the bulls were trying to buy the entire supply and sellers pushed them down first. But then again, sellers got exhausted. And that's why we are observing these charts on hourly, 4-hour, daily, 12-hour, all these different time zones to understand what the market is actually doing. Right now, you got this pattern which showed you bulls are getting stronger. Here, if I'm observing, I'll personally say, okay, it kind of shows you like, it may not agree with my macro thought process, but bulls are still active. They're buying in the supply, which the sellers are dropping into the market, right? So that narrative is still active in the market. So it's really important for us to go on different time horizons and look that. So here we are back on a daily saying, okay, 23 can be a strong support. But the real question goes on to like, okay, we go on a 3-day chart and it kind of overrides that saying, okay, we have even better bearish signal day. Now, again, you go on a weekly chart trying to see like what's next. If that 3 days pushing the price lower, this is the support you are looking at, 21,700, close to that. And that happens to be the previous resistance here. So that's great. That's a bullish level to look for when you're bouncing, creating a higher high, higher low, and then going back up. So guys, again, be optimistic for next 3-4 months. That's going to support you. And if you are looking something like this to get real information on real assets on the correct time so that you can take advantage of the market, then you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below. So guys, thank you for watching. And if you received value for your time, please do hit that like and subscribe button. that supports the channel a lot. And again, if you have another 5 minutes, please visit this channel of mine where we talk about. Now, I'm really happy some of you are actually following that, giving me comments. I'm like, okay, that's kind of you guys, right? And one of that video is actually running higher. It's like 7.7K till now. And I'm like, okay, there is something special about that video. It does look good. And if you guys have 10-15 more minutes, I'm happy. Go through them, watch these videos, and let me know what do you think. So that's it for today, guys. I'll meet you on the next video. Bye-bye.